going everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and this video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a rant slash talk slash advice slash story time, okay? But before we go any further, if you're not following me on Instagram, if you've not subscribed to YouTube, if you're not following me on Morph Market, please make sure you follow me on those 3 platforms. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell on this video, and also the like button. I want you to leave a comment, but I want you to do it at the end, and you'll see why I want you to leave a comment at the end, okay? Don't leave it now, at the end. I want to give a massive shout out to Kieran over at KJD Exotics for the t-shirt. Thanks dude, great to see you the other day. Really do appreciate it. So let's get into today's video. So I'm going to tell you a situation just over a week ago on a Friday afternoon, 6 o'clock in the evening, I believe it was. I had a phone call from a Patreon member who was panicking, blind panic. Gav, this has happened, what do I do? I said, send me the picture. So he sent me a picture, which I'm going to put up now, and you'll be able to see that picture, what he sent me, and you can see the situation he had. His female had laid a clutch, and on the last egg, she prolapsed. And basically the sac had come out along with the egg. So of course he was panicking. She's on obviously a substrate as well. What was crazy about this, and I'm going to sort of rewind from that phone call to 24 hours before that phone call. I was on the phone talking to Mark Mendek from Marcus Jane Ball Pythons, and we were having a good catch up and a chat. Mark was telling me about a video that he was posting on Instagram, because I was thanking him for all his little short videos. I said, Mark, them little short videos, fantastic, mate. Thanks for posting them, really appreciate it. And he was telling me about this female, this video that he was going to post. And this female had laid a perfect clutch of eggs. She was wrapped around this perfect clutch of eggs. But the year before, it wasn't so perfect. The year before, she laid a clutch of eggs. Sure enough, one of those eggs, she had a prolapse, and the egg was inside the membrane that had come out with the egg. So Mark was faced with the same situation as my Patreon member. Okay, Mark told me the procedure. I'm gonna tell you straight. Whatever issue you have with your snakes, the first thing I'm gonna have to tell you to do is seek professional advice. Okay, professional advice as in a vet. I'm going to get that out of the way. Don't try this at home, but that's me telling you, I want you guys to be responsible. I have to be responsible, and I want you guys to be responsible for your actions, okay? Right, so we've got that disclaimer out of the way. So Mark had told me what he did. He placed her on a fresh, clean piece of paper in a tub, and he basically made a small incision into the sac. Where he placed the incision, there wasn't no blood vessels or anything like that, so it wasn't about to start, you know, coming out with a load of blood, and he was able to slide that egg out. Mark told me what he did. I was really amazed. It was one of them for the knowledge bank, you know, just keep that in there. And literally 24 hours later, I got a Patreon member who was phoning me with an issue exactly the same. So I told him exactly what to do. Fresh tub, bedding, paper or kitchen roll. Try and make it damp, because obviously we don't want the sac to get infected. And I told him how Mark did it with a pair of sterile scissors, made a small incision, and was able to pull the egg out and leave it basically. The Patreon member, I said, look, if you want more advice, by all means, you know, get in touch with Mark via Instagram, and just so it can reassure you and talk you through the process as I've just talked you through. Sure enough, the Patreon member did that, made a small incision. He was able to get the egg out, and there was hardly any blood, there was no loss of fluid, all that sort of stuff. It was just the female was acting okay. She just got this, you know, this internal sac, if you like, exposed. It was on the outside instead of it being on the inside. The one thing he did do before he called me, the first thing he did was phone a vet and book it in as an emergency for 7:30 that evening. That was as soon as they could get him in. Money wasn't the issue. It wasn't cheap, far from cheap, but he booked it and he got it set up anyway. And then he phoned me. I was the second person that he called. So he called me, and again went through the process. He set it up in a clean tub. Paper was damp. He did the process, And I told him what Mark had told me, which was basically he left the female then obviously in the rack, on the bedding, on the clean paper bedding, slightly damp, until the next morning. And within 24 hours, Mark had said this sack had gone back inside. She started feeding, and sure enough, a year later, she's laid a clutch of eggs, perfect, with no problems. What the Patreon member did, he was able to get the egg out, and it wasn't about saving the egg, it was about dealing with the mum. He was more, I'll be brutally honest with you, he was definitely more worried about the mum than what he was the egg. He wasn't bothered about the egg. He was just bothered about the female being healthy and surviving. 8 hours later, he's checked the tub, he's woke up the next morning, checked the tub, and guess what? The sack had gone back in. I believe he still took it to the vet, got it checked out. They said there was nothing they could really do because whatever's happened is internally. Checked her over, everything was all good. The Patreon member then obviously just carried on as normal, offered her some small prey. She took the small prey and she's defecated, and there's been no prolapse. The whole point of this, me telling you this story, is that what I was super proud about was that someone had the ability and the willingness to phone someone and ask for help. I see a lot of issues that go on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, as you know, but I see screenshots of people asking help within groups, and all that happens is they get slated by the group. And to me, I think, why are groups like this still going on? It's clearly that these groups are just there not to help, but are more there for, I don't know, maybe numbers, maybe the social media side, I don't know, but they're obviously not there to help people. And what you've got to understand is when we help people, we're not only helping that person, we're saving an animal's life potentially. And within my Discord and my Patreon, there is no such thing as stupid questions. And the Discord server that we're building or built, and we are continuing to grow and build, is absolutely phenomenal. The help, the knowledge, the support. I can't believe how, when you see communities and groups on Facebook and you see them all ganging up or lynching people, I sort of lost faith in the whole group or forum style ball python community. I sort of lost it, and I built the Patreon and we set up the Discord. It was definitely because we wanted to create a community that was willing to help people. That was key. I was super proud that the Patreon member was able to ask me that question. I was super proud that Mark had told me about the situation. Mark felt comfortable because he will explain the good, the bad and the ugly. I kind of call him the Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you like. That's how I look up to Mark. Absolutely amazing guy. I was super proud of myself that I was able to help the Patreon member at his time of need. The whole moral of this story, where I'm going with this, the female is perfectly healthy. She got seen by a vet. There was nothing that the vet could do. They just told him to monitor her. She's defecating all okay, and now she will not be part of his breeding team. She will go on to stay with him as a pet within his collection, which I absolutely admire that. He's not going to sell it on and all that sort of stuff. He's going to keep her as a pet. The point I'm trying to make in this video was there's no egos, there's no stupid questions, there's no I'm a better breeder than you, you shouldn't be breeding snakes because you're not doing it right, da, da, da. We've all had a provisional driving license at some point. We've all started from the bottom and worked our way to where we are now. And we've all been there when we've had an issue and we don't know who to call for help because we're embarrassed or we're scared to ask a question. On the Balls to You community Discord, it's not like that. We help each other, we support each other, and we help each other grow. And that's important. It's another one of Mark's sayings is you don't go into a hobby or into business. You grow into a hobby or into a business. So it's all about growth, okay? If you've stayed till the end of this part of the video, what I want you guys to do for me is comment down below a situation which you had and you was met with a negative response. You haven't got to name and shame a breeder. It's not about that. I just want to hear from you guys if this is something you've come across where you've tried to ask for help on a particular platform and you've been shot down. And if you have, I want you to put it down in the comments. If it was Facebook, Instagram, whatever it was, put it down in the comments below. Let's see where the negativity is. And the other thing I want you to do, if you are a part of any group on Facebook and you feel, or any platform for that matter, and you feel that they are lynching people or attacking people for asking, particular questions, whether it be small or big, comment down below. But also think about this: why are you a part of that group? If you don't agree with them, why are you a part of it? Why are you even associated with that group? Because I know I wouldn't want to be associated with that group. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it's give you an insight not only on a situation that my Patreon member had and Mark Mendek had, but also a situation that you may be in, that you're on Facebook and you get a lot of these people who are attacking people for asking particular questions. There's plenty of other groups out there. There's plenty of other platforms that you can go to. You don't need it, particularly Facebook. You don't need Facebook in your life if that's where all your negativity is coming from. Try, switch it off for a week. See how you get on, see how you feel at the end of it. So with that being said, I want to give a massive shout out to all the Patreon members and the Discord members, because without you guys, the Discord server wouldn't be what it is. And I believe you all help each other, and I see it daily. I see you support each other. I see you follow each other on Instagram, on the other social media platforms. I really am absolutely over the moon and proud to call it a Balls to You community, because that's what the whole Balls to You is all about. Thank you for all your support and your help and your continuing support within the Discord and the Patreon. All right, but for now, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I know this has been a bit different, but I wanted to get this out and I wanted to tell you exactly about the situation, and hopefully you never come across this situation, but if you do, you know what to do. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Love and respect you all. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I hit record, it drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming.